just got done with Mostar, and now we are driving on to Sarajevo, our final stop in this awesome long journey of the Balkans. We are enjoying this beautiful drive to Sarajevo. My goodness, we're like the blue water that we saw in Mostar is like right next to us, driving along it with like these gorgeous mountains in the background. It's amazing. Wow, Bosnia is beautiful. But yeah, so from Mostar to Sarajevo, it's about 2 hours and 15 minutes. So on our way to Sarajevo, we saw this beautiful view here, and we just had to stop by. Look at how blue that water is. And there's like a parking lot here too, so they make it so that you could stop over and take in this beautiful scenery. So this is the Neretva River. Okay, so we were driving. As I was saying earlier, the views were absolutely beautiful. We stopped by in one stop where there was a parking lot, took in the views, took some pictures, and then we saw this restaurant on the side on the river. So we're like, let's stop by there and get some lunch, because by the time I get to Sarajevo, we only have like an hour before we do the free walking tour. So we thought like we still need to get something to eat, so why not just stop here, get the views and have some food, and then once we get to Sarajevo, we'll just like drop off our stuff and then go on this free walking tour, because it's 2 hours. So by the time it's over, it'll be 6:30. So I think we would be starving. So this was like a good idea to just stop here and get something to eat. We finally made it to Sarajevo, but not quite at our apartment or Booking.com accommodation yet, because there's been so much traffic. We're supposed to get here, an hour and a half ago maybe? But the traffic getting here was insane. Well, it's been quite a busy 2 days. I mean, this whole week was actually busy, but last 2 days I felt like, again, was like a whirlwind, because as soon as we got to Sarajevo, we went out to go get dinner. Actually walk around a bit and then get dinner. I wrote down some places before I got here, and Klopa had some of the best reviews and everybody recommended it. It's not, Bosnian food. They have Bosnian food there, but they have other foods as well. And the reason why we wanted this place too was because it's more lighter foods and a little bit healthier options. Bosnia and Serbia, they love meat. I mean, you can get meat dishes anywhere. It's always like beef, pork, those heavy meats, which I don't eat much anymore. I usually eat like chicken and rice, and then eat maybe like 2 meals a day, and the chicken I only eat once a day. So in these Balkan countries, they can start off with meat and then eat meat for lunch, and then eat or beef, whatever it is, for dinner. I mean, and it's like huge portions too. So I was getting really full with all this meat. So it's like you need some light food in between, and this place definitely had reviews that said like, oh yeah, this is where you would get those lighter foods. And they were right, because they had some great fresh salads. I actually had, what did I have? Oh, risotto, because I really wanted some risotto. I saw some risotto options in other restaurants, but decided to have Bosnian food instead because I'm in Bosnia, so might as well try some Bosnian food, which is great. Again, it's excellent. Like the cevapi in Bosnia is the best, so you definitely need to try that. I think Kathy had, she had shrimp pasta. So it doesn't sound like they're lighter foods, but they actually were. They're way lighter than what we've been having. And we had a salad, so the salad was great. It was like, we needed some healthy food for sure. So once we got into Sarajevo, I booked the apartment. All these apartments throughout the Balkans, I booked on booking.com, and they're called apartments, all of them. So it's basically like an Airbnb. All these locations that I chose were in like central location or pretty close to it. This is no different. I'm like right next to the old town of Sarajevo, which is awesome. It's actually really crowded right now because the movie festival is apparently going on. So last night when we were walking around, there were so many people, and we were just like trying to like go through the crowds, especially like later on at night. It was just getting way busier, but it was lively and it was a lot of fun. The workers and employees were having fun too. So it was a great vibe. I really enjoyed it. So originally when we got here, we were going to do a tour, a walking tour at 4:30, but since we got here later than expected because of traffic, we had to cancel that. And then today I booked a 9 a.m. tour to explore or to learn more about the war that happened in Bosnia, between Bosnia and Serbia, basically. And we just want to learn a little bit more about it because it's so complicated. And Bosnia in general, their politics are complicated too. So he taught us more about it, and I have a better understanding about the war now and also about their politics. But this tour is great. It's called the War of Roses tour. They usually have a tour guide that has experienced the war or their family has been a part of it. And our tour guide's parents were part of the war or lived through the war, and he was actually born during that time, so he was still a baby. But yeah, very, very informative. I learned so much. I know everybody on that tour learned a lot. And it was just, it's like a private tour almost, because it was just me and Kathy and then this other couple from Italy who were like lovely. I loved them. We were in this like little car. At first I was like, oh my gosh, there's gonna be all of us in this little car, but we were totally fine. Yeah, so he took us around Sarajevo and like the parts that were significant. We went to the war tunnel where they used the tunnel to transport supplies. So that was really powerful to see. You kind of get a better understanding of what they went through. I mean, we can't truly understand because it was so horrifying, but wanted to see what they had to go through during this war in the 90s. So the tour ended at 1 p.m. and it was a total of 4 hours, and Kathy had to get in the car and go right to the airport because her flight's at 3:50. So right now I am by myself and I'm gonna explore Sarajevo on my own for a few more hours. I'm actually gonna do a free tour at 3 p.m. It's a walking tour that lasts for 2 hours. I booked it ahead of time online. It's a free tour, like I said, so hopefully I can get more information about the city and Bosnia in general. Yes, I got some information, on this war tour, but I just like to learn a little bit more, as much as I can, about each country and city that I visit. So really looking forward to that. Then I'm gonna eat dinner, maybe explore a little bit more, and come back and call it a night because I leave super early tomorrow at 6:50 a.m. All right, so I'm back in the apartment. I got to do the free tour. Our tour guide's name was Emin, I believe, but he was joking and saying you can call him Eminem, but he was great. He showed us around the city for a couple of hours and gave us the history of Bosnia, like way back in history, from like the 1500s or so, about how Bosnia came to be. And he went through all the wars that it went through because Bosnia has been through so many wars. He was saying that every generation so far has basically been through a war because there's been, 6 to 7 wars, and the last one being in the 90s. And so, he's hoping like this next generation won't have to experience a war, so that there's some peace. What I learned a lot from these tours was that Bosnia is still very complicated because after the 90s war, there was like a peace agreement, but it kind of split the country into 3 groups. And that's why there's 3 presidents as well. So he showed us around the town, the most iconic things to see, like the mosque, the best place to get Bosnian coffee, and of course where Franz Ferdinand got assassinated, and that happened in Sarajevo, and that is how World War I started. So yeah, it's actually a great free walking tour you can do. You learn a lot about Bosnia and the best places to see in Sarajevo. And it's a free walking tour, but of course, you know, they take donations. So I can't believe my time here has come to an end. It felt so long, but also so short. Like, I can't believe I'm going back to the States tomorrow. Bosnia in general, you know, we got to check out a few cities and it is absolutely stunning here. You know, we went from Sarajevo to Dubrovnik and then to Mostar and then back to Sarajevo. So we got to, you know, check out a good portion of Bosnia. Like, the entire drive to me was just absolutely gorgeous. So if you're in Bosnia and you can do a road trip, I highly recommend it. So yeah, so that is the end of my trip. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. And if you want to watch more of our videos, please subscribe to our channel. Thanks for watching. Bye.